Hello! Happy Saturday. Was jumping on, well, I was actually just gonna paint this bunny sign, which if you guys saw in my stories on Instagram, I busted off the ear and I saved it. I did like my mother does, and I put it in that special little spot so I would know where it's at, and now I can't find it to glue it back on. So I'm gonna see if I can salvage him. Um, if you are getting ready to do some Easter cooking, Easter dinner cooking, that kind of thing. I'm gonna make sure my volume's down here. And you want to follow along, I would love to see or hear what you guys are doing today. All right, I need to get my computer glasses so that I can like zoom in a little bit further. Let's see if I can switch these around because you don't need to see Shelly. There we go. But I like to see what we're doing. Okay, so this, I got him a couple years ago. Somehow in the process, I busted off of his ear. I have another one that I can show you in a second what I did with it. But I'm gonna see if my husband can come here. He can bring it to me. If you've painted this guy, I think I got him at Joann's. Joann Fabrics. Okay. So they sell them everywhere. My tag said it was like $8.99, but I think he was only a couple bucks. I love to buy these things after the holiday, that kind of thing. So I went through and I picked out my colors already. We have pink, blue, yellow, and green in kind of a pastel, and then the first one I did was light blue. So this one is called Baby Blue. Let's see if we can do that without the glare. This one is Cameo Pink. Hey, in the kitchen, hanging on the right above the shelf, there's that thing with a bunny that's kind of like this. Could you bring that to me, please? Thank you. So Cameo Pink is the pink I'm using. Cloudless is the aqua color. Sunflower, which it's not really sunflower. Thank you, dear. And then Spring Green is the green that I'm using. So those are the colors if you guys want to ever redo kind of what I'm purposing here. Okay, let me hide him quick. So this is what I did with the other one. I just painted him white and I left the sides. It's kind of glaring, but they're not painted on the sides. It's all my lights in here. And then I did some paper flowers with my Cricut. And then I took one of those embroidery hoops and just put material in there. And this is actually Cricut material. And then it wasn't wide enough to fit in there, but when he hangs on there, you can't tell. So that is what I did. And so simple. Like there's so many seasons that have so many of these cute little guys out there. And then look, this is, whoops, my glue dot's coming undone. I caught my hand on him and ripped it off. But so yeah, he's not made to be manhandled. However, he works really well on the wall. So that's one thing that you could do with these. And I can't remember what I was going to do with the other one. And then he busted. So here we go. Let's go back to there we go. I feel like I'm all techie right now with the tech. And then I have the Juliet, or the Romeo back here behind my flowers. And I used that, pretty exciting, to cut out my words. So I'll show you this in a second. Whoops, I'll just show it to you over here. So this is Happy Spring. Did it with some heat transfer vinyl, and we're gonna try to do the heat transfer vinyl on top of the paint. All right, so let's get painting. Let's see. If you're watching, feel free to entertain me and say, good afternoon. Do you guys decorate for Easter? I'm gonna go ahead and paint him as quick as I can. This is a new paintbrush, so I didn't want to smudge it up there. I was gonna do this little tray and dump all my paint out on there, but I'm kind of the lazy crafter, I like to say. I don't know if I should be proud of that, but I like to just get them done as quickly as possible. I think he's gonna be so cute with these colors. I am very drawn to this color palette, so I was kind of excited. As I was going through my stash, I was hoping I'd have the right hues. So I think when you're doing rainbow, and one of the things that kind of keeps them more in that matching, I don't know, makes them feel like they matched or like they flow together, is keeping them in the same hue. So not using, if you use bright colors, use all bright colors. If you're using pastels, use all pastels. And then we also have that awkward moment where I feel like when I'm on a live, I have to talk 24/7, but let's be real. We probably are watching on mute anyway, so I'm just kind of talking to myself. All right, I'm gonna go with the aqua one. I better close it too, otherwise I probably will spill it on myself. And I do this all the time. I keep these so I have this Happy Easter, really cute. This one is also from Joann's. Whoops, that's backwards. There you go. And it broke. However, it does go pretty well together, and I think I'll be able to salvage it. I was gonna paint it and then hang it on my wreath, because I have one of those wreaths on my door that is just greenery, and then I thought that would be a cute way to change it out without having to change it out. I always have a wreath on our front door. Let me see, we are on our cloudless. So if you're just jumping on, if you go back to the beginning after we're done, I have a list of all of the colors that I've used. So anyway, I have the wreath on my door has just greenery on it, and then I like to add different bows for the season or accents, kind of like that wooden Happy Easter I just showed you. So maybe when I'm done, I'll glue it and then paint it. I kind of think I'm going to paint it before I glue it, because sometimes if the glue gets beyond, it doesn't, the paint doesn't go over it as well. So, let me see. Oh, Tanya says hello from Florence, Kentucky. Well, hello, Tanya. I am excited to get this guy done, and I'll probably leave him up for a little bit, even though Easter is tomorrow. I'm really loving these colors already. I like these crafts that look really cute. They're fun to do, but then they don't take too awfully long. I used to cross stitch. Way back in the day, I used to do those rugs. Do you guys remember those rugs? What were they? I don't know, like loop. They had those little strings of yarn, and then you had that little tulle, and then when you were done, it was like a little shag, a shag rug. I can't be the only one on here that's ever made those. That was one of my crafts. I would get little kits for Christmas, and then I would go on and make those. But I'm just seeing if I could, if you're just jumping on, oh, that paintbrush is horrible. Do not tell my mom I put that away without washing it. My mom used to own a ceramic shop, so she's latch hook. Thank you, Tanya. So she's kind of a paintbrush cleaning connoisseur, we'll call her. We'll see. Maybe she'll watch. Maybe she'll jump on. This yellow is kind of at its last leg. It's more like rotten cottage cheese or 10-day-old past the prime yogurt, but hey, it paints. We're fine. For something like this, I tried to add a little bit of water before I came on, but I don't think I didn't go back and double check it, and I should have. Try to get everything prepped before I jump on, but that does not always work. I have a couple florals, as you can see up here, that maybe we could put over the broken ear. I tried to kind of maneuver and make it look like it was folded over, like some people had said, but I couldn't find anything that worked. If I'd had some faux leather in white or maybe one of these colors, but I only had like a cheetah and rainbow and a bright blue. So, and then I was gonna cut out this same shape and then kind of fold them over. I thought that would have been adorable, but I couldn't find it. And then I never went to the store, and I was like, you know what? I either have to paint him today or wait till next year. So I was like, you know what? We're jumping in. All right, got the yellow. That was a sunflower from Folk Art. And the last one is green. So, whoa, that one got all plugged up in the lid there. Do you guys like to decorate home decor stuff? Do you guys do DIYs for home decor and then switch them out all the time? Whoops, my paintbrushes are falling on the floor here. Okay, I think I might have to go back and do a couple coats on them. This one's much thicker. This one is outdoor or indoor gloss. So he was the color I wanted, but not the kind of paint I wanted. But I was like, you know what, it'll be fine. If he really bugs me, I might go back. I have a matte spray, so I might go back and then just spray it all with matte. But this one definitely covered better. I used to have so much paint for my mom's ceramic shop that it was really easy to come up with colors, but now my stash has dwindled. She's closed a long time ago. Do you guys like my little note right here? Where is it? The bunny cam. When I popped up, that's my phone camera. When I popped it up, it asked me to name it. I thought it was hilarious. That was back when my coffee was kicking in for the morning. All right, I'm gonna do just another coat. I thought this blue was a little bit too thin, which probably just means that it's old and I've watered it down a couple times. And I was trying to only do the very top and then go back and brush off the sides, but the sides actually, look, there's a little bit on the pink. I don't know if you guys can see that. But what I do is I have some sandpaper in my craft room here, and then I will just go back and sand that off, and then the edges look really crisp. But I think this is a really quick way to paint, and then it looks cute too. Big old hair on there. Okay. Are you guys, if you're on here and you're making, or even if you're watching the replay and you're making Easter dinner, I would love to hear what you guys are having. I'm going out of the box. I'm not doing potatoes this year. I don't know. I think the older I get, the lazier I get with this whole cooking for a day, every holiday. So we're gonna have ham, the usual Easter dinner, right? And then the kids have requested, they're all like 20 and 24, somewhere in there. But they have, a couple of them requested mac and cheese, so we're going with mac and cheese. I'm gonna make key lime pie. I've never made it before, so I hope it turns out. And then I'm also making a pan of brownies as a backup. And then, what else are we having? I think we're just doing a veggie tray. Oh, and rolls. I think whenever you have a family gathering, you're like legally obligated to put rolls out. I don't know. Feels like a thing. So, I'd love to hear what everybody else is doing. At Christmas time, I've actually started to do lasagna, because then I can make it the week before, the month before, the night before, and then the day of the holiday, Mom's not spending half the time in the kitchen. So, but I need to figure out something easier. I have in the past done like the scalloped potatoes and ham, but I was not that organized this year. Okay, I think she's coming along. She looks a little bit brighter in person. I don't think I quite have the lights all the way centered like they should be in here. All right, let's add just a little bit more yellow, which I think I need to go get a new yellow paint. which I am perfectly okay with having to make a trip to Hobby Lobby. Although usually when I go to Hobby Lobby for something, I get so sidetracked, I get home and then I'm like, oh, I got everything in the store except for yellow paint. We do have a Michael's, which I like to go there too, but they're very small compared to some of the Michael's I've been to. So I feel like I don't find as much there. Hello, Roseanne. I'm also curious if you're watching, you know, either live or on the replay, do you have a cutter? We do have lots of crafts on the blog. We can make that for cutters, but then we also, like if you have a Cricut or a Silhouette, we have the files that are compatible. If you have the Juliet or the Brother takes a different file than I have on the blog because I do not have that one, but if you are over there and it's a pretty simple file, you can usually use the JPEG or the PNG, but if it's one of the more intricate cards or that kind of thing, which has a few more layers to it, sometimes those don't always convert over, but sometimes they do. But anyway, I'm curious if you are a Cricut crafter or a cutter type crafter, or if you guys just love the, you know, the crafts that you don't have to have that with. So this is my fancy drawing system. I should have gotten one of those. I have one of those heat guns that I could have got out, but we might just have to give him a second. So this is where I would normally go clean my paintbrushes. But did you guys see the glass board underneath this guy? Isn't that absolutely stunning? I think she's so pretty. I don't know if you can tell, but it's got a ruler on the whole thing, and then of course it's got some of the guides. But this paint stuff wipes up so easy, even if you leave it on there. Even if you're a lazy crafter and you do your project and then you forget about it and you come back even a week later and notice it, literally just wipes off. And even just with water. So super easy. Let's just let him dry for a second more. And this vinyl I actually did, yeah, he's heat. So this is actually heat press vinyl. So we're gonna use my little iron to heat press him on. You could, however, use a clothes iron. You could also use adhesive vinyl, although I wasn't sure how the adhesive vinyl was gonna stick on the paint very well, although it wouldn't, for this type of project, it wouldn't matter. So Roseanne, I don't know if you're following me on Instagram, you can find me over there. We can make that.me if you're not, but I have this bunny. The little ear broke off. I put in that special space so I could find it, and now I can't find it. So I'm gonna just try to paint them, make them, and then I'm gonna put some flowers and stuff up there so you can't tell if he's on there. But at the beginning, this was another one that I showed you guys with the same bunny, but with 2 working ears. And all it is embroidery hoop. This is some Cricut material, and then some flowers I made with my Cricut, and I just simply painted him white. Super easy home decor things, but you don't have to spend a whole lot of time, and chances are a lot of these you probably have all of the products at home already. I'm sure he can still hear okay, right? I could have painted him chocolate. That's what I should have done. I should have painted him chocolate and then made it look like somebody took a bite out of the ear. That would have been adorable. All right, I think she's drying pretty good. Once the colors are completely dried, there's a little bit of a brush stroke in there where I hear my mom in her ceramic shop telling us to get rid of the brush strokes. All right, so he's already got this little twine on the top. I think I'm just gonna leave that. I have these flowers that I made, and I actually have just had them sitting in my letterbox up here on the wall, and I thought, well, this would be kind of fun. because they kind of match. Although this pink is a little bit too coral and this is a little bit too peach, but I think they kind of go with it. I don't know. It looks really bright on the camera, but this actually in person is almost identical. So I might have to work with some lights in here. I also have this little guy, and then I have some ribbon, which I have this ribbon originally picked out, but now I'm not so sure if I think it goes. It's a little bit too retro. I do love the colors, but he seems a little bit too retro. I might just go with a couple of fun and just make a big messy bow up there. I also had this cute lacy pink color. I was trying to show it over here, but that doesn't really help you guys. So I think that's a little bit too light, and then this green might be a little bit too bright, but we'll see. We'll see how he turns out, right? There is no right way and there is no wrong way. And sometimes I'll do it and I'll hang it on the wall and then I'll take it off for the season, and then I'll like redo it, redo the bow, that kind of thing. I should have got my computer classes, because now that I'm 50, it's kind of hard to read my computer. Yes, Tanya, like his ears flop down. I was trying to cut that out of the faux, but thank you. Hey, Sandy. All right, let's see. He's about the yellow, of course, is the last one to dry, and that's where I wanted to stick the words. So we'll just work on the bow while he... I should have had some white. I also have this stuff. I don't know really what I will ever do with it. I got it at Hobby Lobby. I should have a t-shirt that says, I got it at Hobby Lobby. But I also thought about just cutting a couple of those out, sticking them up there. But this is kind of a purpley, and then this is definitely a pink. So isn't it funny how you can have this much ribbon and things still don't match? I don't know where I got this from. I think it was a scrapbook page thing that you're supposed to put it on a scrapbook page. I thought that was cute, but that kind of doesn't match either. And then this stuff is just way too big. If that was smaller, it probably would have worked. But I'm not really good at the bow thing, so we're just gonna wing this as we go. And this was kind of cute, but now that I have it out, I don't think it matches. Let me grab my drawer of ribbon. I think we found the jackpot. So I forgot, I've rearranged my ribbon. I have an armoire on the other side of this wall right here, and then one of the drawers is full of ribbon, and then I have a little container with all of this kind of ribbon. So I think we have some fun things in here that will match a little bit better. And it's funny that they're all just a little bit off, right? I think these were one of those peachy cheap buckets. Have you guys ever, I think that one goes, have you guys ever heard of peachy cheap? And I am sorry if you haven't, because now that you have, you can never unknow about them. Is that the right words? It is, every day there's a new special on there, and they're usually really like peachy cheap. So there's a crafting one and then a planner one, but generally they're all kind of all in the same bucket. I think, I'm trying to see which ones are speaking to me here. Which ones are speaking to me and speaking to the bunny. I was looking for just plain white ribbon, but apparently that doesn't exist in Shelley's world. Oh, you guys can't see these. I think these are really cute too. But the colors probably aren't exactly the same on the camera. That doesn't really go either. I probably should have just went to the store, but you know how that goes. All right, I think we're gonna go with that. And that. We'll keep him close because we might not be done with that bucket. And I'm going to do one of those messy bows. It's on there, yes. Like, have I not used that? I thought I'd use that. And this one I think is a little bit too bright for those. This one's a little bit too bright. I feel like this guy matches. We'll make him our base. And I'm going to use my handy dandy little ruler on here. So we're going to go with 6 inches. We'll do the little dovetail. My brain always has to like rethink this 17 times before I cut and which way the dovetail is supposed to go. I've cut a lot of ribbon with a little point at the end instead of the little dovetail. So all I do, maybe that was probably off camera, I wasn't watching the camera, is I line them up so that the end is together, and then I just cut at whatever length I was going for. This one has a little piece of tape, so I usually just stick those right on the, but the idea is these I'm just going to angle. I'm not a great bow tire. I will admit that. I probably should practice those. And I had one of those little bow making things. Yes, Tanya, use your supplies. Thank you for supporting my decision for the mismatched bow. I think it kind of goes with our mismatched bunny, right? I had one of those, I don't know, bow maker. It's like those wooden things with the pegs on them. And I don't know what happened to it. I probably thought I was never going to use it, sold it at a garage sale, and then I'll probably go buy another one someday. I don't know, but that's just life though, where you're at. Do you just buy cute baby ribbon when they're on sale? Yeah, I pretty much just buy everything when it's on sale, whether I need it or not. I like to go after Christmas or after Halloween or after fall, Easter, spring, and then just buy the stuff on sale that way, but that doesn't always work. This one has been in there so long I can't get them apart. There we go. And then I pulled on them too hard, so now I thought this gingham was a little bit more. I don't think I said that right, but you guys know what I mean. The little checkers. See, he's a lot darker, and not a lot darker, but a little bit darker in person. So we'll cut a couple of those, and I am more of a blue fan, so I'm gonna go with 2 blue. And then I thought I had a pink. I didn't have a pink. Let's see. Do we like the polka dots? Yeah, I think the polka dots match. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. It's kind of a mess here, isn't he? All right, let's lay these out again. Let's go with a blue and then a yellow. We'll just stack them this way because somebody's not behaving. I'm going to put a green down there and then another green on top. Lay them down with my scissors. I think he had some fun color. Let's add one more of that one. And then I also have a whole drawer of this little twiny stuff. Find my end in here. So I like to just tie them off with this stuff. I think it's easier to hide in there. I've had this for like 8 years already, and I still have this much left, so it lasts forever. Pretty sure I got it at the hardware store, Menards here. Okay, I got them all on there. I don't know if this turns out, but if it doesn't, we'll just have a good laugh together, right? Okay, so I asked who loves to do home decor, and I don't know if I looked for the questions. I did see somebody had a silhouette. Love that too. I am curious what you guys like to make with them. Are you paper crafters? As you're watching. Okay, so I'm gonna try to gather the blue one in the background and then pull that tight. I maybe should have added a couple more pieces to this guy, but we're gonna see if we can make them work. And then when you get it on there, you will just kind of fan them back and forth. And it makes a fun little bow. It might be too long. We might have to actually chop him. I might have to give him a haircut like Shelly did yesterday. I was not having a good bang day, and I was like, you know what? These guys just need to go. So, let him dry. I don't want to drop ribbon on him. But this was Shelly yesterday with her bangs. My daughter saw it. She just came home from Easter. She's 20, almost 21. She's like, were you having a bad day? And I'm like, no, they were just making me mad. So I was like, you know what, snippy snip. And then they were gone. Sometimes the families just don't lay where they're supposed to. If you have curly hair, you know what I'm talking about. And I think that green one needs to go way shorter. Okay. There. Now I'm liking them. Sometimes when I do this, I get a little bit, oh, but I don't want to waste the ribbon. Like I cut it, I might as well use it. But I also want to make sure that I am happy with the end piece when I'm done. And sometimes it just takes a little bit of ribbon to get to where you need it to go. All right. Let me move all my stuff over here. And I'm going to move my paintbrushes now that I'm done with them, because that would be where I would like set my bow in them, and now we'd have to redo the whole bow. All right, I think he's good to go. I don't even think you can tell, right? When we do that, you can't even tell that the little bow, that the top of his ear is gone. And then if we stick a flower on there, see, that guy don't match. We need like a bigger white one. Hold up. I might have something in this little trick. So this was a noodle jar that we got. No, it was nuts from Sam's years ago. And then I vinyled the words, got flowers on them. I thought I was hilarious. So that guy might match a little bit better, right? Oh, there's also another one of those guys in here. Let's see what else we got in here, right? Let's just dump them out. Now that the cat went to go take a nap, I don't have to worry about anybody trying to eat them, because that is a problem. I'm not loving those ones. I think he kind of goes with it. I think I might go with that one. Help me vote. Pink or purple? Which flower goes better with that? I like this flower because it covers the center a little bit thicker than some of the smaller ones I had out, and then also it kind of balances it out, going with the size, needing just to fill it a little bit more, and then it's a lot deeper of a flower. It's a thicker flower than, like this one's pretty flat, and this one is thicker this way. I think that kind of looks better. Do we like pink? Oh, we have one pink and one purple, so somebody needs to make the deciding factor. Roseanne says, your hair is beautiful, thank you so much. I always say I grew it myself, but I don't know. It's, after a while, like, I think I'm funnier than I actually am. And somebody says that, or she said, I thought you permed it. Okay, we have 2 votes for purple. I think I'm gonna go with purple. I think it's something about the purple against the blue. I don't know. They're both, yes, it is a personal choice. I think they're both fine, but I do have purple in the ribbon, and I don't have purple on here. I mean, this is actually kind of a periwinkle blue. It's not quite this lilac that you see, and the flower is more lilac than actual purple, but on my computer screen it looks the opposite. So anyway, there's my reasoning. I don't know if it's good reasoning, but it's reasoning. And then we have one more pink. I already put the pink one away, so now I'm gonna go with purple. All right, so glue gun, she's on, she's toasty. This is the Lynn Lilly rechargeable glue gun. So you get a few minutes with it off the base, and then it comes with, here, I'll show you down here. It comes with this cute little stand, and then it can drip onto this little palette, which when it's in there and the red light's on, you can tell it's charging. And then this cleans off super easy. And then you have to put them in the garbage and hide them, or your cat will eat them. It's kind of a dork that way. And it also has these little wings on the side, so when I do set it down, it might look like it's on the glass, but it's actually lifted a little bit off the glass, so that's kind of nice. I just got it because it matched my brand. It matched my logo when I first started the blog, but I really do like it. There's nothing better than cute supplies. Oh, my thing came untied. No wonder it was acting a little goofy. Let's try that again. My first time making a bow. Thanks for joining me. Just kidding. Okay. And I just like arranged it how I wanted it to go. I need to go back to my Girl Scout days and do the double knot so that it stays. And then I think I manhandled it a little too much because he came undone. We won't cut him quite so short this time. And that should stay in there. And you can never have too much hot glue, right? Wait for it, wait for it. See, I feel like this guy needs a little trimmy poo too. Roseanne says, the glue gun is cute and I have one, but hubby bought me a super duper one that I can change the battery on. It's awesome. That would be nice. If I was a wreath maker, I would definitely have one of those. I don't know, industrial high power battery. There is nothing worse than that cord getting in the way. All right, we're just gonna, kind of like with my hair, you just kind of lay the pieces where you want them to go and hope that they stay. All right, and then I'm gonna put some on my flower. And I also bought these really cute cups at the dollar store, and all different colors. I'll show them to you in a second here when I get this on. And I leave my glue sticks out because one of the biggest lies is making a list to go to the grocery store and leaving the list on the counter, and then thinking before I start using my glue gun that I'm going to make sure it has glue before I dive into my project. That's never how it goes, right? So I don't know if you can see them up in this little container here, and then I always have my glue sticks sitting out that way. All right, let's put this back over here. And with this guy, so I'm going to turn him on. I've not actually used him yet. I did see when it's green, it's ready to go. So this one is on Amazon. I'll come back and link it with this video. And he's got this cute little base that goes with him. And it kind of feels like I have a color going on here. Do you think? Do you think Shelly has a favorite color? See, nobody will ever know that the bunny is missing that part of the ear. Thank you. I should have made sure, yeah. I should have made sure it was standing. Like if you know and you're standing there looking at it, you're gonna figure it out. But I think he turned out cute. Okay, that one is dry. This one, now you guys are probably gonna ask me the name of the font, right? Let me link it. I'll come back as soon as I'm done with this and link it so that you guys can see. And I'm gonna use a big old Teflon sheet. But all I did was type it out and then I cut it with the Siser Romeo. So the Romeo is the Siser, if you guys have ever used their vinyl, you can see him hiding back there in the corner. He's a counter hog, but you know what? He's kind of worth it. I really do love it. I've been a Cricut user since they came out. This one, I cut this out without a mat. This little bitty words, I cut it out without a mat. And then he also does up to 24. You can buy rolls, so you could cut as long as you can. Like your creativity does not confine to the mat. And I know you can do those off the mat projects, but Shelly doesn't want to do math and figure that stuff out. So I do love that. Okay, this guy is on. See, his little light is green. I have to come up with a name. I feel like I'm going to call him Henry. I don't know why. But then I should put like vinyl on here and name him, right? This is a Teflon sheet. If you do anything with heat, HTV vinyl, the one that you put on with heat transfer HTV, I would recommend getting a set of these. You can get them pretty cheap off of Amazon. Yes, the Juliet, so Roseanne said it doesn't look that big, but it is twice as long as my Cricut Maker. It's just that my container, my flower container was in the way. But they do both cut the same. To me, it cut a lot faster. If you're doing mass projects, if you're doing a lot of projects, if you're crafting for business, and it's very reasonable. The price, I was shocked. That's why we have one sitting on the counter. Okay, so back to the Teflon sheet. These are really good to put over just to protect things. Make sure that they are, when you're pressing, you don't want the iron or the heat plates to come in contact, especially if it is per se wood or painted wood, or if you're doing sublimation or some of those things. Whoops, he needs a little bit more. Let's see. I have never actually did heat transfer vinyl on painted wood before, so here we go. And I think my my wooden pallet is not it's not completely level. So even though I was pressing it on there, it wasn't actually touching all of it. But look at that. Oh, I love it when it works, especially when I'm live. So I'm just going to flip that over. I'm just going to push one more time on there. Let me cover the whole thing here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. There's a couple spots that were kind of peeling up. This is the Cricut Easy Weed, and if you're wondering why they call it Siser, sorry. Let's just go back and edit the video there. It's Siser Easy Weed. So I cut it on the Cricut and on the Romeo. Cuts beautiful on both, and why do they call it Easy Weed? It is the easiest kind of vinyl to weed. And when I first came out, I was like, easy weed, like it's not really hard weed, so I don't know, like seriously. And now it's like the only kind of vinyl I buy. Roseanne said, I'm still learning how to use Leonardo to its fullest. Yes, the design software that comes with the Siser machines is, I find it way easier to design more original products, or design, excuse me. So now I'm going to get the hiccups. So if that is something that you like to do, and if you have the pro version, you can save them So you can use their software, save it, and then go cut it on whatever machine you have, or print it out even. I kind of think she turned out adorable. It is a little bit darker. I'm going to switch cameras here. Let's remove that one and see. See, it's a little bit more pastel-y than it appeared on the other one. And you can see like the purple now is a little bit different. The only thing I probably would have did is I would have done the bow at this angle instead of this angle like I did. But I think he turned out really cute. And this little happy spring, so I can leave him up a little bit longer. I was going to do Happy Easter on there, and I'm glad I didn't. Thank you, Tanya. So I need to go find, I think I'm going to hang him on my door so at least people can see him for a little bit. The other thing that would have been cute is I thought about putting Happy Spring on this palette and then getting a big like poof ball, pom-pom, is that what they're called, the pom-poms, and then stick it on here. So I used to have something hanging on my wall, but I don't know what I did with it. But anyway, I think that turned out really fun. Great save on the bunny. I know, I'm glad he didn't go into the scrap pile because they're fun. I will go back and take my sandpaper and then just hit this edge so that we get rid of that extra. I just keep them in my, let me switch them around again for you. I just keep them in my office here. I think I need new ones. These ones are very old. They're kind of losing their grit. Aren't we all, right? Yeah, I think I'll have to get a stronger grade sandpaper to kind of shave that off. But so that's kind of the gist of it. But they are made really more for paper than they are removing mess ups on your wood. But anyway, well, thanks guys. I appreciate you coming on and crafting with me. It was fun to see you. And if you're not on our email list, if you jump over to wecanmakethat.me and then /subscribe, you can jump on our email list. I am doing, if you craft for business, we're doing our Creativepreneur Summit in May. And then I'm also speaking in a couple other groups, and I'm doing some Leonardo demonstrations in one, making a card, some craft room organization. So we've got a lot of fun things coming up here in 2024. I'm excited to dive in and do a few different projects this year. I am fully, We Can Make That used to be my side hustle, used to be my fun. And now I'm 100% behind the scenes, in front of the scenes of We Can Make That. And this is what I do every day. So I'm excited, and we will be able to do a lot more fun crafts and stuff together. Which one am I doing Leonardo in? Off the top of my head, I'm going to say it's a June event. So if you're following me on YouTube or on Facebook, or if you come over to the website, if you go to wecanmakethat.me/events, all the events that are upcoming that I know about, that are mine, the upcoming ones are on there. And then when you can register for the events that are happening right now, I have that, then I have them listed on that page as well. So if you ever have a question about something going on, I would just check out that wecanmakethat.me/events page, and they're always going to be on there. There is a design and craft summit coming up later this month. All these dates kind of run together, and then with the lights of the camera, I sometimes lose my brain and I can't think of exactly what day it is, so I don't want to send out the wrong day. But there's a ton of design. So if you're looking at maybe designing SVGs or designing graphics for online creators or that kind of thing, and you want to step up to that, the design summit is very good. And I'm actually sharing my story of being a graphic designer since 1996, 97. And I share that story with you guys in an interview with the lady who's hosting it, with Karina. So lots of fun things going on. And I appreciate you guys being here and crafting. And I hope you guys have a happy Easter.